Greetings. My name is Daphne Bascom, and I am a physician, a certified health coach, and the founder of Wingman Wellness.
And I'm Marty Schroering. Others knows me as Veggie Ves. I'm a plant-based health and wellness enthusiast, and we are so excited you are here with us today. Years ago, Daphne and I first began our journey exploring many aspects of health and wellness as it relates to nutrition, physical activity, sleep, and social connection. And one thing we realized is that health is a journey. It's not just one point in time. And so here we are taking this journey together.
So Vesime and I started Perfectly Planted with you in mind. Our goal is to plant seeds of positivity and empowerment so that you can optimize your health and the health of those you love. And talking about those you love, today we have the pleasure of meeting the partner in life of Veggie Ves. Welcome, Marty, to Perfectly Planted.
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me.
Good morning. I am so fortunate to have had the opportunity for the past, 5 or 6 years to be a friend and health coach and trainer for both Marty and Vesime, and just so excited to have an opportunity to speak with both of them today. Marty, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit to those who are listening and just tell us in general a little bit about you?
Sure. Marty Schroering, 49 years old, healthcare IT executive, traveling here and there. Grew up playing soccer, coaching. As Daphne just said, I'm the husband of the famous Veggie Ves. I've got 3 boys, or we've got 3 boys, 12, 11, and 6. They keep us very busy, chasing them around the soccer fields and everything else that we're doing. It's a little bit about me. I'm from Indiana. We moved here 2006 to Fort Mill, South Carolina, and called this home, and have enjoyed living here and the lifestyle that North Carolina has provided us, from the beach to the mountains and hiking, trail riding, etc.
It's definitely a plus to have a place where we have that outdoor activity, especially with 3 boys, for sure. Mm-hmm. Marty, I know we started this journey together, eating more plant-based foods back in January with Veganuary. But I want to know, what it's been for you. If you could share with us your journey in selecting a more plant-based diet.
Well, my journey wasn't as easy as Vesime's. She quit cold turkey. It took me a couple weeks to embrace the idea of plant-based. Past year or last year was a little rough for me. I lost my father, and so I self-indulged a little bit too much, and as everybody really does. By the end of the year, it was time for a change. Vesime went cold turkey. I was like, I kind of like my green egg. I like smoking meats and enjoy trying those different things. So it took me a little bit, a couple of weeks longer than you. My journey really, I guess you'd say, when Vesime kept making dinners or lunches vegan, I started tasting more, eating more, and actually not that bad. Maybe I could do some of this. And then we started watching some of the documentaries, like Forks Over Knives was one of them. Oprah Winfrey had Susie Amos Cameron on regarding one meal a day. So then that got me thinking a little bit more that, all right, well, maybe I could do 1 meal a day, 2 meals a day, and then slowly progress. So I'd say, and then the last documentary that really meant or really helped me make a shift or a change was Game Changers on Netflix, where it discusses athletes and the shift over to a more plant-based diet. And so that, I guess you'd say, um, in, pushed me a little bit differently. It sparked more of my interest in what the athletes were receiving or getting out of it. And so I'd say it took me about 3 to 4 weeks to finally move into that plant-based diet. And from there and going forward, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed finding the um, different recipes to try things. And I still have to smoke a little bit of meat or grill a little bit for my boys. But for us, I've been able to find some some recipes centered around um, grilling vegetables and trying different things like that with the different plant-based barbecue sauces or et cetera. So it's been fun. It's been interesting and ton of really good food out there.
Yeah, and it's that's one thing that opened up my eyes. So back to the whole journey thing, it's not a point in time, it's going to take some time. And I remember Daphne, you mentioning to me, like, just start slow, start eliminating dairy, start eliminating the eggs, start eliminating maybe, red meat, then chicken, then fish, so slowly you start to eliminate things and you realize that there's always a substitute for that meat option. And so there's, so many amazing recipes, like Marty said, that I've introduced him to, but then also he has too. So we'll get to the recipes in a second. But Marty, we watched Game Changers together, and I know that you were, I think you were basically the commercial for the movie when we were talking to everybody, all of our friends. But I do know that you saw a big difference in your performance when you ran. So what can you share some of the primary benefits that you had adopting more plant-based, and how it's impacted you physically, and endurance wise, things like that?
Yeah, the funny thing is, I do recall So from playing soccer as long as I have, and I continue to try to get out there, but I had a lot of knee and hip pain, even to the point where I was discussing with a doctor probably 2 years ago, do I need to get hip replacement on my right side because of just all the wear and tear that had been on my hip. And I do remember it was funny. It wasn't until after watching Game Changers and reading more, and then realizing, oh my gosh, I'm working out harder. I don't have my hip and knee pain like I used to. Typically, when I'd work out the next day, I'd be struggling. I'd have to stretch out a little bit longer, or I'd have to warm up a little bit more. And noticed that I was recovering faster. I was pushing myself harder, and I do a lot of trail running. I noticed that what used to win me after 2 to 3, 4 miles, I could probably go another half mile. I'm feeling pretty good. And I remember when I was communicating with you, Daphne, you had, I don't know why it didn't hit me right away, but you had shared, hey, have you tried mixing up your diet? And I didn't think anything of it at that time, but I've noticed a ton since moving to a plant-based. I feel so much better, and I had become a commercial to Game Changers to some of my friends that work out. A couple of them that competed in Leadville, which is a 100-mile race.
Really?
Colorado. Yeah, they one of them watched Game Changers, and so he vegged up for like a month
Uh-huh.
prior to that race, and felt some differences too. So to me, it was a game changer. Not to I guess use the title, but it really was. I also had my physical done, and my cholesterol. I'm looking down at my results. My cholesterol, my triglycerides, my HDL, and my LDL were all significantly better. I have to go back 10 or 11 years to see the same results. And in a couple of these categories, they were actually better now than they were then. So that spoke a lot. And for me, which I didn't really share, for me with both my parents, heart disease, high blood pressure, et cetera, runs in the family. So just in a month and a half of 2 months of being on plant-based, could see those results right away. So it was eye-opening, really eye-opening.
So you're not going to get a hip replacement anytime soon.
No, I really don't. I mean, I just this morning woke up, nailed out 2 miles, ran back here to get ready for this podcast, and feel great. Yeah, I don't think I do at all, really. Nor do I want one right now. I still think I'm young. So
I mean, our goal is to optimize your lifestyle and try and keep you out of the surgeon. I mean, I'm a surgeon, so I shouldn't be saying this, but I think there's a lot we can do with lifestyle modification, whether it's food, exercise, stress reduction, the sleep, which I think we probably under prioritize. That combination can be so powerful, and I don't think we give it the value that we need to. And even from a healthcare perspective, it's so easy to treat something as opposed to prevent it or reduce the risk that you have to go that next step. And really, that's the focus that we should be taking. And speaking of that, you say that you're a walking advertisement for Game Changers, but how has it changed how you feel your workouts? And are you communicating anything differently with the families of the kiddos that you teach in terms of encouraging them to put more plants on their plate, or understanding that these behaviors start young and they can really instill, and we can instill in our youth adopting it? I'm not saying that they have to give up the smoked meats, but when you add more of one thing, it may crowd out some of the other things.
absolutely. I've so even the club that I work for, I've spoken to the director of coaching, just to, are there things that we should be communicating like this to even the kids that are 16, 17, and 18, especially some of them competing at the highest levels within the club. There should be an education around what food can do for you, and discuss diet in general, so that if some of these kids do go into college and want to play at that level or even the next level, this is really a key component. I know for me, when I played college soccer, I mean, that was many years ago, but diet really wasn't discussed. Obviously, we knew drink more water, don't eat the fried foods. I mean, some of that was communicated way back when, but we really didn't dive into it that much. And honestly, back then, weightlifting and some of the programs they have today was just kind of getting started. So what I've shared with one of the directors of coaching in our club was this really should be something we should be focusing on, and give them the link to the Game Changers as just one example, just to watch and understand. For our kids at as Veggie Veggie Ves can attest to. Our kids enjoy veggies. We do give them quite a bit. To your point, they eat up on that. That the meat they don't eat as much, but for the kids on my team, big focus around the water, around get away from fried foods. I noticed some kids in between games would run to McDonald's and get the Happy Meal, and guys, you can't do that. Let's eat the fresh vegetables, plenty of water night before. So continue to push that even at the 11 and 12-year-olds that I work with right now.
That's awesome.
And I will say, just to add to that, we've reproportioned the plates for our kids. So instead of the meat being like the main, and then you have 2 side dishes, it's like the meat is actually the side with the veggies and all kind of. So we redid their plate portions. And it's helped quite a bit, I think. And they see us also being very focused on, the not just eating plant-based, but also, overall wellness and fitness and health. So they've picked up on it quite a bit. As a matter of fact, our 2 oldest wanted to do agility training and just continue to get faster and ask us constantly, what else, what can we eat? Is this good? Is this good? So it's definitely just, again, it's taking step by step. It's not like we're going to eliminate meat or we're going to eliminate all these things from the kids' diet. It's just taking those baby steps, especially with them, to find what they like as well. So, and it's been fun because Marty and I Marty will find a recipe that he'll try and it ends up being great. And the kids are curious and they want to try it too. So back to that topic, Marty, do you have, well, I know some of your recipes, but can you tell some of our viewers some of the favorite recipes that you like and you've enjoyed through this, more plant-based journey?
Yeah, and I think just to go back to what you guys are saying, I think the big thing is we're not pushing them into the diet or the lifestyle change. I think it was just like you cut cold turkey, but I needed a little bit of time to kind of make that switch or change. I think that's important too for kids or anyone actually. That's why I enjoyed that Susie Amos Cameron's audiobook that I downloaded while I was traveling and listening to it. Just 1 meal a day. Just slowly try it. And once you get that down, maybe try a second one. I think that was important, and I think that's another thing that when I've talked to others about. I met up with my old high school buddies over the summer, and we ordered some food, and I just so happened to order all the plant-based. Well, they're like, are you going vegan? What are you doing? And I'm like, well, I enjoy it. Here's, I've lost weight. I'll walk through some things, and they joked around, gave me a little bit in the beginning, but then they are like, man, that's great. That's wonderful that you're feeling that. Maybe I should try some of that. So, I mean, it's important not to push, in my opinion. It's everybody needs to kind of try it out, take their steps, and enjoy it at their own pace. But for me, some of my recipes, the sweet potato lentil soup that Vesime makes. It's her recipe, but I've enjoyed it. Butternut squash enchiladas.
Yum.
So I've made that for her, and actually the kids have actually tried it, and they really enjoyed it. It's got that little bit of sweetness to it. The other one I've done is just portobello mushrooms, like fajitas with portobello mushrooms, peppers and onions, and cook that up, and we'll do that. And then I've just done a few on the grill, just squash and different types of vegetables that I'll mix in with different seasonings, etc., and then throw a little bit of hickory chips on and let it smoke just a little bit and do some of those things. So always looking at different recipes. Hey, Vesime, do you want to do this, or would you like me to try it? So we've had fun finding different things that we really enjoy.
So that green egg is still getting used.
It still gets used. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And Marty, I just didn't want to skip over one important thing that you mentioned, which is that you've been really plant forward for about 6 months, but you've noticed a significant change in your biometrics in terms of your lab values. I think a lot of people think that these changes take forever, but you said that you have to look back almost 10 years to see values that reflect what you're seeing today.
Yes. Yeah. And like I said, it was within month and a half, 2 months of me moving into it that I had my annual physical, and I just got off my portal and was looking up, and I had to scroll back to 2009 to find the numbers. And 2009, so just for everybody, that was pre-kids, so I was really working out, running, didn't have to chase the little ones everywhere. It was workout hour and a half, whatever it was. And so it was amazing for me just going back and looking to see the impact. And like I said, in a couple of the areas today on this diet or this lifestyle change, that a couple of the values are better than back then. So it's pretty amazing. It's eye-opening.
Well, I mean, first of all, thank you for sharing that, because I think a lot of times we tend to rely on the medications or other things to get us healthy, as opposed to, and I especially love hearing that you feel better, that you're more energized, and all of it, while it's reflected in your blood work, I think the way we live and the way we model living for other people is as, if not more important, as some of the details and the numbers. So you're a great role model, and really appreciate the fact that you're also trying to help the next generation, because, and I know you probably heard, what Susie Amos Cameron's doing with her school, and how does eating this way also impact our environment? And there's just a lot of downstream positive implications that can come of adding more plants to your plate.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But one thing, and I'm hoping 2020 probably made us all feel this way, but Vesime and I have definitely aligned on the fact that being grateful for even the little things can be a positive benefit in all of our lives. As we start to wind down today, can you share something that you're grateful for with the people who are listening?
I mean, other than me.
Of course, he's grateful for you.
Obviously, my wife and family. Just the boys and watching them grow and seeing them. Obviously, very much big in soccer and just watching them grow with the different sports or school and all that. I'm definitely grateful for. Friends and family. Daphne, we've known each other for quite some time, and just those little moments of laughing and learning, not settling in, always trying to kind of push yourself, whether it's work, sports, or family, friends, just just being open and learning and just like this lifestyle change. A couple years ago, my mom she and my father went down this journey to reverse heart disease, and I guess Medicare pays for certain physicians, I guess, that enter into this diet or lifestyle change. I guess some of this gets covered by Medicare.
The Ornish
It was
program.
Dr. Ornish. Yeah, Dr.
Yeah,
Ornish's program.
Yep. Yeah, that program was up in Asheville, and so she came back enthusiastic, and it's kind of going back to what I was saying. She was, you need to do this, you need to do, you've got our genes, and just kept pushing. It's like, Mom, I'm fine. I work out. I'm in great shape for my age. I'm doing good. Got Daphne. She's pushing me. I'm good. I'm all right. And I think allowing me to evolve and change and take it at my pace helped me basically have to suck up and say, yeah, Mom, you were right. So I think that's the biggest thing. I'm grateful that I got a lot of people that love and care about me, that I've it pushed me to try different things and be okay to evolve and keep doing my best and pushing each other. So it's great.
Marty, thanks for joining us today. I'm sorry, Daphne.
Nope, I was just going to say we want to keep you around a long time.
Absolutely. Me too.
That's right. So thanks for joining us today, Marty, on Perfectly Planted. If anyone listening today would like to contact you, are you able to follow you on social media?
Sure.
Where can they reach you?
Where can they?
So you could send us your Instagram handle and LinkedIn profile, and we'll go ahead and post that after the show.
Sounds great.
Okay. And for all of those listening or watching, nothing that we share today should be considered medical advice or typical results. Everybody's results are different. If you have health concerns, physical or emotional, you should seek the guidance of your primary care provider or other qualified professional. Our hope is that by sharing some of these recommendations with you, we could better equip you with the knowledge and information for you to seek additional health and wellness information.
And we appreciate all of you joining us today. And we'd love to hear more from you. Please feel free to share in the comments below, or if you're on Facebook or on YouTube, if there's anything today that resonated with you in terms of positively impacting your health and wellness. And more importantly, if there's anything that you would love, any topics you'd love for us to cover in a future episode that we can help you achieve your best life. Thanks so much for joining today, and we look forward to having you join us next time. Be well.